11:44.
Wow.
You win.
Did you guys see the Chase? Anybody watch Chasing 3? Yeah. The last one? You see how we did like they made fun of me, so I put up all the pictures of them. So I just want everybody to know before you write all your articles, I went and found all your old stuff. I got some great pictures of you, Amy.
There are a lot of
Got some great pictures of you, Robin.
There are a lot of embarrassing ones.
No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. Well, obviously, we're excited for the game on Saturday. It should be a great weekend. I don't ever ask people to come to things for football, but I will say this is a great weekend just for athletics, and I hope all the Nebraska fans will take advantage. Obviously, there's a soccer game tonight. More importantly, as important though, Sunday we play Creighton, 105, and it's the 30th year of women's soccer, right? And so I've been to several games. My daughters love the team, and I think it's Coach Walker's 300th game. Is that correct? Or it's a milestone for Coach. So Coach Walker. So he's been so good to me. I can't thank the other coaches on the staff enough. Coach Hoiberg, Coach Amy. I mean, it's just a great fraternity to be a part of. So, I put a video out before the season. We have all this winning, right? We go down to Kentucky, we beat Kentucky. We have the tournament this week in the Emeritus tournament. It's time for us to do our part. So I'm excited for us to hopefully play well on Saturday and join the fraternity of winning. So with that, what questions you guys got?
Any clarity on your kicker situation?
I think we have a unique kind of a thing. I think like John would kick some, maybe a little further out. Tristan maybe would kick something closer. We kicked today, so that could still change based upon today's results. That's Ed's decision. That's not one that I get. I mean, I get involved in everything. Obviously, I'm a control freak, but I do trust the coaches to make those types of decisions. And so Ed and Josh are charting everything. So I could see you seeing both of those guys kick, and I think you'll see John kick off.
What's your expectation for the offense on Saturday? With Dylan making his first start, some new wide receivers, how do you want that side of the ball to operate?
I just want them to play well. Yeah, I think sometimes some of you guys, and it's okay. I think sometimes our players don't believe what I say, but I want the tape to look the way it's supposed to look. I want to play hard, play physical. I want to have clean football. I want to protect the football. I want to be aggressive. I want to block their pressures. They're an excellent defense, excellent pressure unit. Recognize their fronts. Dylan will have a challenge, and the other quarterbacks will have a challenge in recognizing their coverage structures. They'll check when we check. They're a really well put together team. So I want us to play well. That's all I care about, and I want that for our whole team.
Is your running back rotation dictated in part by the assignments that the guys might have on a specific play and what their strengths are, or do you think you'll rotate series? How do you play?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both, to be quite honest with you. We might say, hey, this guy's going to go this series. I'm going to want all four guys to play in the first half. I don't think it's fair to say, hey, come in the second half. So I'm asking all four guys to play. And I think it really depends on where we start with the football. I mean, there's things that we want Ramir to do. There's things that we want Emmett to do. There's things that we want Dante to do and Gabe. They have to be able to do them all. But, we're not your traditional no-huddle, go fast team that, they just kind of, hey, Gabe gets in. We might do these things with Gabe. So that's part of the combination of it. And then third down, really Ramir and Emmett are the third down backs just because they're so – I mean, Ramir has to be treated as a receiver in my mind because of his ability to run routes. So that would be primarily their job, whereas, you get to third and 1, third and 2, maybe it's more of the bigger backs. When you have two 220-pound backs that run behind their pads, you'll go with them. So I think it's situational, Mitch, and I think it's also by play at times, but not all the time. And then if the guy hasn't gotten in, then it'll probably go a little bit more by the series. It's going to be hot. It's going to be 85 degrees on the turf, which usually amounts to being about 100. So I'm hoping we have, more than 3 and outs. We have, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plays. So that sometimes dictates, hey, this guy needs a blow as well.
What's a good opening day of special teams look like to you? What are some of the bullet points you really want to see from that phase of the game?
I think it's the same thing again. We want to execute. I mean, we unfortunately, you guys have seen, we put it on this, so, you've seen the 3 things I asked from our team, and, I wanted to, so you guys kind of know where I stand, right? I want us to be, win the turnover battle. So I want us to protect the ball. And part of that's we're always trying to steal a possession on special teams, and we're trying to prevent them from stealing one. They've fake kicks, So we fake kicks. So I think if we can steal a possession, and they're going to try to steal a possession, if we prevent them, so win the turnover battle, protecting the football and special teams. I want us to be a physical team. Like I don't want to kick the ball through the end zone. I want to make other teams return the ball against us. I listen to a lot of coaches. Like I go home at night and I listen to other coaches speak. A lot of coaches, I hear them say they don't want to practice kickoff return anymore. Well, if they fair catch it, I can't do anything about it. But I want to put the ball to the 2, and I want with a great hang time, and I want us to cover. I want us to play football. We're not here to not play football. So, now if there's situationally maybe times to kick it through. So, so I think that I want us to be physical on all the teams. I want us to be physical. They'll come after our shield on punt. I want us to be physical on punt, physical in the PAT game. If you put early in the year that you can't protect field goals and punts, then people are coming after you all year. So like the best thing you can do if you're on the punt team and field goal team is to block your tail off early in the year, so people say, all right, I'm not going after him. If you're the fish, if they circle your name on the depth chart going forward, it stinks. And then, I want no missed assignments, no penalties, right? Don't want to get in the first game and grab someone and pull them down and start with the ball in the -12. So I want clean football, and I want us to be really, really aggressive.
You guys had a tight end this week in Mac Markway. What can you say about how he got here? Is he eligible this season?
Yeah, I mean, Mac really did all that on his own. He didn't go in the portal, so you can't recruit him. I mean, literally went through the whole admissions process on his own. I think, even talking to him the other day, I think he came up here and did like a school tour, like the same one I took my son on, like we didn't have any contact with him. So, and yeah, he's eligible by Rhule. Now he hasn't been here, and, there's a lot of things, but there's been a new interpretation, I guess, from the NCAA that you can do that. So, but yeah, it was really a surprise, to be quite honest with you, and a great surprise. He's a heck of a player, played as a freshman at LSU. And so, we're used to these kinds of things because we were in the NFL. Christian McCaffrey gets traded on a Thursday, plays on a Sunday, so we're used to getting guys up to speed. We feel really good about our tight end room. It's not like, hey, we need, there's a hole there, but he's an excellent player, and we'll do our best to get him ready.
You guys are so insulated and focused on trying to prepare for UTEP. Do you get the sense of all the excitement and the hype surrounding the first game of the season?
Outside?
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't have a great feel for that. I did go to dinner I went out to dinner last night, so I got out a little bit, which I don't do much. Tonight I have the players, we're having all the single digits over to our house for dinner tonight, and their significant others / parents. So Julie will do that. So really most of my time is spent with like me, my family, and our players. But I hope people are excited, and I hope we earn their excitement. I hope they're excited, but after the game I hope they're proud. I hope they're proud of not just the result. I hope we play well, and they're proud of the progress, and they're proud of seeing a team that's better than the team they saw last year. And that's all I know. That's the only way I know to be successful is just try to get a little bit better every day. So we should be better than we were last year.
Did Markway have any kind of connection here? Know anybody? I mean, there's obviously St. Louis has got some people around here who is there any insight on just like how he landed on Nebraska?
I don't know that, honestly. I don't know. Maybe I'm arrogantly thinking because we're going to be a good team and we use tight ends, and I think a lot of recruits have been excited since Dylan signed and Danny signed. Like, hey, the quarterback room here is going to be really strong for a while. But I wasn't like we were actively even recruited Mac. It wasn't like I think that was a class that, as I was coming in, right. So I had no recruiting involved. It wasn't like, hey, he went there, didn't like it. And we certainly didn't reach out to him. I mean, it was just a surprise. So. Maybe he had a relationship with Keith. I mean, when I tell you guys, like, they walked into me on Monday and they're like, he's here and he's over there. Like, I was shocked. I mean, it's a unbelievable surprise.
Coach, do you have any other updates on injuries? I know you mentioned Gunnar was dealing with.
Yeah, Gunnar will be down. Lutovsky and Bly are up for this game. And I can't say that they'll play, but they're up. They're available. Anybody else? I'm so bad at that. I probably should start carrying the injury report up. I think that was really the ones we talked about the other day, right? I think pretty much after that, everyone else is up. Brody's still injured. We're hoping, we're targeting Northern Iowa as a game. We've kind of, I've told Brody that my vision for him is seeing him after all the adversity he's been through, seeing him play a snap against Northern Iowa. So, it's kind of funny. Corey makes me come in and exercise in the morning. Kiara Mayo, who's my assistant, and Jared Wishon, who's the football assistant, handles a lot of the stuff with the players. And then Dr. Elza, they all make me go in and work out in the morning with them. And Brody's in there every morning. I mean, he's worked so hard, so I can't wait. So I just shared with him the other day, like, my vision is to see you come back and play, you know. So I think Northern Iowa.
Even as long as you've been doing this, what are the emotions and feelings for you personally than the like 24 hours before an opener every year?
You know, honestly, a lot of nerves, right? A lot of nerves. I bear a tremendous responsibility to do my job well for the players. You know, you get into game day and the decisions you make, even something as new as a 2-minute timeout, you know, just making sure that I'm constantly in the moment and that I'm doing a good job for our players. So I get nervous. But I'm also really excited. I'm really excited for the guys. This is a good football team. Now, we have to make the step of playing like a good football team, but we are a good football team. And I really like this UTEP team. I really like Scotty Walden. I like what he's done. Like, I've watched everything. Like, I listened to him at a coach's show last night. Like, my wife, I told you I went to dinner in the car on the way there. I'm listening to him. She's like, "Can you talk to me?" I'm like, "1 second, honey. I got to listen to this." And I like what he's doing. So I think this is a really good matchup for us and a really good game for us. But so I'm excited to see these guys play, and excited to be back out there in front of the fans. You know, we get spoiled here in that you have this amazing experience at the spring game, right? And then you have this amazing experience when we had the 1890 practice. We were playing in front of thousands of people, so you get a little spoiled. But there's nothing like game day here. And so, I mean, I haven't coached many places many games like this. So it's really exciting for me.
What's your most memorable season opener as a player or coach in your career?
We beat Penn State. We beat Penn State when I was it was probably 2. You know, we went 2-10 our first year, and we really 1-10, and we won our last game. And the rules were a little different back then. We went to Memphis and we beat Memphis 42-7. A week after we gave up a 21-point lead, and I remember that Thursday I left the starting tailback home because he didn't show up for dinner. We went down there and we beat Memphis and the Justin Fuente team really good. And then Monday team meeting, I took them out in the field and we put plates on the field and we pushed plates. I said, we're going to win next year. And we went down to Vanderbilt, and it was a rain delay. Sean Pad was the DFO at the time, and it got so late they were like thinking about canceling the game. And finally they said, hey, we could play. I'll never forget, they said, how much time do you guys need to get ready? And Patton said to the officials, because the Vanderbilt guys were right there, he said, we need 1 minute less than they need. So I was like, oh, these guys, and I was like, no music. I was like, no music in the locker room. I'm Joe Paterno. And, you know, everyone, what are you smiling for? And I was like, that guy, right? And we'd gone 2-10, so obviously that worked really well. And I'm outside in the rain delay, and my dad's out there with me. I mean, it's pouring. And I go back in the locker room, and the music's playing. And my son and Fran Brown, the head coach at Syracuse, his son, they're like, I don't know, they're like 9. And the music's playing, and the players are all dancing with them. My kids are in the middle dancing. And I'm like, and we went out, we won 42-7. And I was like, all right, I'm changing. I was like, you guys can have music. You guys can have all this. We learned to be a little looser. But that was a defining moment for our program, right? And we were a 6-6 team that year, but to go down and beat an SEC team. And Paul Feinbaum, I'll never forget the next day, who I know he had some things to say about me earlier this year, but on that day, he talked about what a great win it was for Temple and what a disgrace was. And when I saw Paul at a restaurant, he sent me a bunch of stuff. I have an autographed book from Paul, talk about what a good coach I am. So things have changed, I guess. But that was a big moment for our program. So that, and then the next year we beat Penn State to start the year. So first time in 74 years. So we were pretty good at openers back then, and so I'm excited to open this week.
Hey, with switching sidelines, there's a lot of talk about the benefits for the team, but do you foresee any advantages with the opponent being behind the student section and behind the band? It's been the first time for a while since the students have been on top of the opponents.
Absolutely. I think, especially now with the tablets and the communication, like the teams that communicate best on game day are going to win. And so our students are amazing. You know, I mean, our Bonnier batch, we had thousands of guys, people here. You know, so I think having the students and having the band makes that more of a hostile. You know, we're a very kind group. It's Nebraska nice, which is awesome. But for like 2 hours, we can cheer after the game for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Let's make it hard on them. And so we go places sometimes, and it's hard, right? It's hard to communicate on the bench. That'll be hard. You know, the sun shines on that side, you know, into your eyes a little bit. And then the change, you know, one of the big things, small things, but big things is the changer in your way, you know. So, like, literally, you know, we were on the visitor side for 12 games last year. I'm kind of always like, oh, you know, they're moving. I'm trying to move when they're moving. So it's a little cleaner. Now, the sideline's a little shorter because the field's not flush. It's a little tilted. So the sideline's a little smaller on our side. But yeah, I definitely think the students, and you heard Troy say it, the students have an opportunity to impact the game, and our band, who's fantastic, has an opportunity to impact the game, and so that's great. And you know, our crowd on third down impacts the game. You know, so sometimes our guys think they're great pass rushers, and I'm like, yeah, the tackle didn't quite hear the snap there. You know, James Williams had one last year, the tackle didn't move. I'm like, you might better thank the fans, bro. So yeah, all those things are fun about playing at home. You know.
Night with the single digits.
That's a great question. You probably don't believe this, but I really don't get to it. Julie does it all, and she'll cater most of it, and she usually makes like one thing, you know, because she went to culinary school, so she'll make something. Now that she's opened up a business, I don't know if she will, but I think it's usually Jay's Smokehouse in Papillion. Yeah, Jay's Barbecue, amazing place over in Papillion. I love it, and they drive it over here. My whole family, they're all gluten free, so we love Parker Smokehouse, Jay's Smoke. We love all these places where we can have barbecue and pork and. You know, they always leave the cornbread out, even though I'm not gluten free, so I don't get it. But yeah, I think it's Jay's, and if I'm wrong, if it's Yes Chef or someone like that, please forgive me. But I think it's Jay's, and then like I said, Julie will make something, and some good games on tonight. We'll have a chance to watch some football and watch there's a lot of Big Ten teams playing. So it'll be, I think Minnesota, North Carolina's tonight, and a couple more. Rutgers plays at 5, so it'll be a great night of football for us to relax before we go to battle Saturday.
When did you start the single-digit dinner?
First time ever. Yeah, and it was Julie's idea. She thought it would be really nice. At first, she wanted to do last week, and she wanted to do like a little cocktail party for the single-digit parents to celebrate them. But but a lot of our parents, like I'm in Alabama, I'm in Florida, so then we just turned it into, because she does every Thursday night. We'll do a different position. Every Thursday night during the season, she has a different position over. So the single digits and the Unity Council are kind of like my position. So we're doing single digits tonight, and like I said, so I think some are bringing their parents. The parents are in town. Some are bringing their girlfriend. Some are probably coming solo. So, 6 to 8 at 8:01, get out the house. So, all right, thanks guys. Thanks for everything preseason.
Thank you.